Planet X TV.
Okay, so as a young entrepreneur, I started in Cincinnati, Ohio. My first business, I was 15 years old. It was a driveway sealing business, and that was just in the summers. Then I started from there. I said, that's just a summer business. What's more year-round? Driveways summer, but heating and air conditioning, you need air conditioning in the summer, you need furnaces in the winter. So I started a heating and air conditioning business, and then built that through college into $1 million company with about 25 employees. So I ended up selling that business, and eventually, as I continued to be an entrepreneur, I saw that the airwaves were not always being filled on certain channels. Like Discovery Channel, for example, was an 18-hour-a-day channel. And I'm watching Discovery, and then 6 hours is all of a sudden blank, and they put up bars on the screen. So the eureka moment for me, and the life-changing event, was when I said, what if I fill that 6-hour block with products? And this was now back in the early 80s. And so I started putting kitchen products on, and knife sets and blenders and choppers and Chinese walks and Tony Little Fitness and Jack LaLanne juicers and all of that good stuff. So then I ran into George Foreman, and the early days of entrepreneurship gave me a curiosity factor to always be looking for the next thing. And when I ran into infomercials, changed my life, because now it became millions of dollars in sales, then hundreds of millions, and then billions. So the world of as seen on TV has been very good to me now for 32 years, as really sort of the pioneer of this infomercial industry. I've had a lot of really cool relationships with some great people, some great products, but it's no secret that television viewership is now dropping. It's down by 50% in the last 10 years. Where is it going? It's moving over to other distribution platforms, Netflix, mobile, etc. So kids today, they don't watch as much TV. They're in their apps. They're on their iPhones. So the world of as seen on TV is morphing into a digital world. It's morphing into as seen in mobile apps, as seen on your mobile phone, as seen on the cell, right? So the interesting part of all of this is that marketers like me that have been experienced in finding products, developing videos, and putting them on TV are just saying, okay, yes, we can still put them on TV. They have a shorter lifespan there because there's fewer people watching there, and they have a shorter span of attention. But we also are now moving in a big way digitally to the world of Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and all the other channels. So I say in the old days, we put our products, it was sort of like we had a few channels with millions of viewers. Now we have a few viewers on millions of channels. The new Jack LaLannes, the new Tony Littles is a great, interesting concept, because when you think about who will be the next Tony Little, who's going to be the next Jack LaLanne, it might be your next door neighbor, all right? And the reason being is people like Michelle Phan, who was shooting in her kitchen little home videos on her iPhone on how to do makeup for Asian girls. This became an $84 million enterprise, right? And Michael Dubin said, you know what, Gillette does billions of dollars in razors, but what if I created a little video and put it up on the internet to go viral? And that became Dollar Shave Club, which is a $600 million enterprise, right? So the new Tony Littles, the new Jack LaLannes are people just like your next door neighbor, just like any of us, who are coming up with an idea and want to pitch it right on their iPhone, because, by the way, an iPhone is digital, high quality, broadcast quality video that you can go all around the world. And then think about Facebook Live and the opportunity to do some testing with some of these different periscopes and all the different things that are out there. So there's a lot of people getting a lot of experience in front of cameras today, and it all starts by just doing a little testing and playing around with social media. So Shark Tank was a great experience for me as an entrepreneur. First of all, networking with all the sharks was very cool, but I also got a chance to see some really cool products. And I mean, just for example, things that you would never expect that in my normal world of the world of as seen on TV, if somebody like Rebecca Riscotti, who brought on a little cat toilet training product called City Kitty, an unbelievable little kind of a, you could call it a gimmick, but hey, it's doing millions of dollars in sales. It's unbelievable. So that was one of my projects. So I think Shark Tank it's been very powerful for the companies that have come on for a lot of reasons. Number one, it's built a cult following, and it's not only a brand that's been very successful here in the United States, it's also running in many countries outside the world. And for example, just launched in India. I'm getting calls from India because all my original shows are running there. But the power of Shark Tank has been the exposure that the people that have these products have been able to get by being on the show. And just one last thought on Shark Tank, you don't even have to get a deal on Shark Tank to have a lot of success, because some of the companies that come on Shark Tank that don't get a deal still go out from the exposure that they receive being on ABC Network, CNBC, right? I mean, this is powerful media for these companies. They build their own brands very powerfully and very successfully. The Angel Investors Network is a group of angel investors. I'm one of them. I'm one of the people involved in Angel Investors Network. Greg Ryder, a few others. We teamed up. We're like-minded investors that are looking for some cool projects. We have Bernd Ullman, who's been involved with running some of Tommy Hilfiger's companies for many years, and Michael Fugler, and some really cool people, investment banking types. So we focus on, I'll call it the DVR system. Deal flow, D, V is vetting, and R is Rolodex. So we got a tremendous deal flow from all of us, but I get thousands of different deals that are coming to me from being a shark and doing a lot of speaking and running around the country. We do a very powerful vetting because we're not going to put our money into deals we don't think are going to bring a good return in a reasonably quick ROI fashion. And then we got a great Rolodex because, you know, I've been doing deals across many platforms. I have the ability not only to produce a quality video, get great TV time, get great social media, build the brand, and then take it into retail and international distribution. So I've been dealing in 100 countries. That's how we built Tony Little's brand. Tony Little started here in the US as a personal trainer. We did a video, put it on TV, and then took it into 100 countries. So we've got those Rolodexes for any entrepreneur out there that has an idea, that has a product. So Angel Investor Network is great because we as investors think alike about creating some big returns on investment, hopefully, for the people that come in to our network. So I have an inspirational quote that I live by. I believe that, well, let me just say it. Whatever you vividly imagine, ardently desire, sincerely believe, and enthusiastically act upon must inevitably come to pass. And that's from Paul J. Myers, the SMI Institute, Waco, Texas, recently passed away. Very powerful quote in my mind, and basically, if you can conceive it and you believe it and you enthusiastically act upon it, it must come to pass, and it's very powerful.
The brightest stars in the galaxy are on planet X.
Only here. Only here. Only here.